Good morning student friends. In this lecture we will study gravity die casting, or this process is also called as a permanent mold casting. Pay attention here. In the introduction we will see this process is called as gravity die casting in England because the flow of molten metal inside the mold cavity is under only gravity force. Means no any kind of external pressure is applied on the molten metal. That's why this process is called as a gravity die casting. And this process is also named as a permanent mold casting because here getting system, mold cavity and core, everything is made up of metal. That's why this process is called as a permanent mold casting process. In the first chapter only we have seen expandable casting process and permanent mold casting process. Expandable casting process means the mold cavity is designed for a single use. Means if I have to remove the casting from the mold cavity, I have to break down the mold cavity. That processes are called as expandable casting processes. In that, grind sand molding will come, shell molding is there, investment casting is there, CO2 molding is there. All these are the expandable casting process. And permanent mold casting process means here mold cavity along with getting system and core is made up of metal, and it is used many times before it is discarded. Mold is made up of metal which is used many times before it is discarded, and that process is called as a permanent mold casting process in the USA. And the same process is named as gravity die casting in the England because the flow of molten metal inside the mold cavity is only under gravity force. No any kind of external pressure is applied on the molten metal. Again here die word has came, die. Here mold cavity is in the form of dies. Mold cavity is in the form of die. That dies are made in two parts so that you can easily remove the casting from the permanent molds. That's why this process is also called as the die casting process. Here these permanent molds are made up of dense fine grain heat resisting cast iron, steel, mecanite or any kind of other material which will withstand very high temperature of the molten metal. Cost of the permanent mold is more as compared to green sand molding, shell molding, investment casting or CO2 molding. Here molds are made in two parts so that you can easily remove the final casting from the mold. Again this mold can be designed with vertical or horizontal parting line according to the suitability of the manufacturing. Again the thickness of the mold wall is 15 mm to 50 mm. Pouring basins, sprue, runner, gates, riser, mold cavity and core, all these parts are made up of metal. That's why this process is called as a permanent mold casting. Here we are using simple mechanical clamps if mold cavity is having smaller size. If mold is more, then we can use pneumatic clamps or hydraulic clamps for clamping of the two half mold cavities. Here you can manufacture the casting which is ranging a weight from few grams to 150 kg in the aluminium. This is about the molds. You can see in the figure here the permanent molds are made in the form of dies. This particular diagram shows permanent mold which is designed about vertical parting line. This is the mechanical clamp. Here the thickness of this mold cavity is ranging from 15 mm to 50 mm. Material is heat resisting cast iron, steel, mecanite or any kind of other material which will withstand very high temperature of the molten metal. That type of metal we have to use to manufacture this permanent molds. You can see components of the gating system, that is pouring base, sprue, runner, ingates, and at the center metal core is placed. All these components are made up of metal. That's why this process is called as a permanent mold casting process. Here we are using two different types of cores. If removal of the core is difficult from the solidified casting, in a case of permanent mold casting process, at that time we have to use a cores which are made up of a sand. Shell sand generally we are using to make the cores in case of permanent mold casting process, and that process is called as a semi permanent mold casting process. If only core is made up of sand, that process is called as a semi permanent mold casting process. And why the sand core is preferred? because removal of the metallic core is a difficult or sometimes not possible from the solidified casting. At that time we have to use the sand core, and the process is named as a semi-permanent mold casting process. Here metallic cores are provided with 3 to 5 degree of allowance. We have seen draft or taper allowance is given to the surface of pattern which is perpendicular to the parting line. In the first chapter we have seen the same kind of allowance is given to the surface of core here, so that removal of the core is easy from solidified casting. That is 3 to 5 degree of draft is given on the surface of core for its easy removal. In case of semi-permanent mold casting process, the cores are made up of sand, and that core is removed by breaking, and metallic cores are removed from the solidified casting just by hammering or by using a screwer rack or toggles. Just by light hammering also you can remove the metallic cores. Here the screw riser, runner, gates, vents, they are directly machined to the metal surfaces, because because in case of permanent mold casting process, gating system, riser, cores and mold cavity, everything is made up of metal. Here utmost attention we have to give in the design of gating system, because once you will make the gating system, there is no correction to that gating system. A lot of cost is involved in maintenance of that gating system. That's why we have to take a trial and error system or experimentation we have to carry out for the proper design of the gating system. Here before pouring of molten metal inside the mold cavity, you have to go for a coating. Here suitable refractory slurry material you have to coat to the inner surface of this mold cavity, so that you can protect the mold from very high temperature of the molten metal. Generally this permanent mold casting process is not applicable for the steel metals, because pouring temperature of the steel is very high, that is 2300 centigrade temperature. But for other metals also we have to protect the inner walls of the gating system as well as mold cavity from very high temperature of the molten metal, just by applying a coat of a refractory material, French chalk of calcium carbonate, which is suspended in sodium silicate liquid base binder. We have to coat to the inner surface of this mold cavity to protect it from very high temperature of the molten metal. At the same time we have to use a lubricating or releasing agent to the, you have to spray the lubricating or releasing agent, that is a liquid silicone, we have to use to the inner surface of the mold cavity, so that you can easily strip off the solidified casting from the mold. That is the purpose of coating. Two types of coatings we are applying in case of permanent mold casting. First coating is used to protect the walls of the mold from very high temperature of the molten metal, that is a refractory coating, and second is a releasing coating, which is used for easy removal of the solidified casting from the mold cavity. We have to use a releasing coat. Chills, we have seen in the first chapter, chills are the metal pieces placed inside the mold cavity to faster the cooling rate of the molten metal. At a particular location, if we want to increase the cooling rate of the metal, we have to place the chills. Chills are having high melting point and high thermal conductivity as the metal to be cast. Here you can spray a water sprinkles to the outer surface of the mold cavity. In the figure we have seen to the outer surface of this, after coating that this mold is closed by using this clamp, and after pouring you have to spray cold water to the outer surface of this walls, so that you can achieve a directional solidification. At the same time you can give a chilling effect to the casting surfaces. That is about the chills. Here chills are pieces of copper, brass or aluminum are inserted into the mold's inner surface. They are not going to melt, they are just providing the effect of chilling or cooling of the casting at a particular area, and this is done to improve the hardness of a casting at a particular area or to increase its cooling rate. Here close dimensional accuracy you can achieve by using this permanent mold casting. we will see its advantages. Smoother surface finish, better appearance to the cast part is achieved by this process. You can give you will get surface finish of the order of 100 to 125 microns by using this technique. Metallic cores employed in permanent mold casting can produce very small holes of the diameter of 3 to 4 mm. Mass production is more economical, less floor space is needed. Again, cycle of operation will take very less time in case of permanent mold casting process, because here less manpower is required and mold is very simple to operate. These are advantages of this permanent mold casting process. Next one is this disadvantage. Cost is more because the mold is made up of metal. If in future there is a change in the gating system or in the mold cavity, it is very difficult to go for that changes, because already whatever materials we have discussed in the manufacturing of permanent mold, all these materials are hard and brittle materials, and machining of that material is difficult by using conventional machine tools. Again, casting of all shapes and sizes cannot be cast in permanent mold, because if casting size is so much complicated, so that it will not be easy for us to remove it from the mold cavity. That is the limitation about the shape and size. Shape should not be so much complicated that it is not possible for us to remove. Again, the gating system cut in the mold halls, once machined it cannot be changed. Thus experimentation is necessary, which is already we have discussed. Extremely high temperature of molten steel and consequent mold attrition usually make permanent mold casting technique unsuitable for steel casting. In the last point also we have discussed, this process is not applicable for the steel castings, because the pouring temperature of the steel is more. That's why mold may damage while using the steel. Uneconomical for the small production. These are the disadvantages. Application we will see various applications of this permanent mold casting, that is carburetor bodies, hydraulic brake cylinder, refrigeration casting, typewriter segments, aircraft and missile castings, connecting rod and of the automotive piston. All these are the small components you can manufacture by using this permanent mold casting or gravity die casting. In the next lecture we will see pressure die casting.